Hey Geeks, Mod Tim here with more Star Trek. Today we have the third batch of animated episodes. I'm just going to list them real quick. Episode 11, The Territon Incident. It's an okay episode. It's actually pretty funny. It's the crew just starts shrinking and shrinking and they have to figure out how to get bigger. It's kind of interesting that this plot device of some of the crew shrinking comes back in Deep Space Nine. Episode 12, Time Trap. This is a great episode. This is an episode that I kind of wish they would have been able to do in the original series or the live action. Basically, the crew, the Enterprise, goes to an alternate dimension, and there's all sorts of different species. Some that were created just for the animated series, but Kor, the first Klingon that we saw, makes a comeback, so that's kind of interesting. We don't see him again until Deep Space Nine as well. A Gorn, the lizard from Arena, that species is also in this episode, and again, it's the last time we see him, or at least that species, until Enterprise, I think. And also, this is the last episode of Klingon, with Klingons in it, until we get to the motion picture. So this is the last smooth Klingons. After this, they go to the rigid foreheads. Episode 13, Ambiguous Element. I don't know how you say it. I probably messed that up. Overall, this was okay. This is kind of a forgettable episode. It's just a planet that's full of water. It's a water world, and Kirk and Spock are given gills, and then they have to figure out how to solve it. I can't remember, but I think Voyager has a similar episode where they have a water world. Let's see, episode 14, Slaver Weapon. This is, again, it's kind of a forgettable episode. This one's not that great. This one's noteworthy, though, because William Shatner's not in it. So it's the first episode that does not have Captain Kirk. And you can kind of feel it. It's basically Spock, Uhura, and Sulu. So it's a different group of people than we're kind of used to seeing. Episode 15, The Eye of the Beholder. This one's okay. Kirk and Spock are basically put into a zoo and have to figure out how to escape. You could say it's kind of similar to The Cage, I guess, because they're held against their will, and then Spock has to use his mental psychic abilities that Klingons don't really have that I can remember later on in the series, but I feel like the original series relied very heavily on them. It's also kind of funny that this episode is called The Eye of the Beholder, and then in season 7 of The Next Generation, there's an episode just called Eye of the Beholder. So that's kind of interesting. And then finally, for this batch of videos, I'm going to do episode 16, The Jihad. This is a great episode as well. This is one of those episodes that I kind of wish they would have been able to do live action. The nice thing about the animated series is how they can go so over the top with the aliens. They've put different species in the crew that we never see again because they just made it up for this. And this is one of those episodes where Kirk and Spock join a team of aliens, all of which we've never seen before. And some of them are really interesting and really cool to just look at and see what they can do. But this is some of the effects in this, they would never have been able to do it in the time when this came out. So I kind of wish that they would take this episode or something and kind of redo it now. I think would be awesome. It's also noteworthy to say that this is technically the end of season 1 for the animated series. There is one more season, which is only 6 episodes, and I will do those last 6 episodes in the next video. So I will see you guys next time.